Hi everyone, my name is Leah Murray and this is my in-service video for the Insider Scoop on early intervention occupational therapy. The learning objectives for today are learners will identify the role of occupational therapy in early intervention services. Learners will identify 5+ core principles of occupational therapy services in early intervention, and learners will identify the distinct contributions occupational therapy makes to early intervention. So to start us off, I want you to watch this quick video just explaining what early intervention is. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen and then I'll pull up the video.
What is the importance of early intervention for children? The years 0 to 3 are crucial years for every child, but for children who are showing signs of developmental delays, addressing them early is essential. Early intervention helps keep these children on a path to making the most of the fundamental abilities and skills developed during the early years of life. Early intervention improves and enhances the development of a child with developmental delays, special needs, or other concerns. Early intervention therapies do more than provide immediate benefits during the developmental years. They have been proven to significantly increase the child's ability to integrate in future social environments, including school and the community. Early intervention strategies have long-reaching effects into adolescence and adulthood, like improved behaviors, academic achievement, and ultimately employment. If you are concerned about developmental delays in your child, don't panic, but also don't wait. Consult your healthcare provider, who can screen your child and recommend you for early intervention services if needed.
Okay, so we know that occupational therapy plays a big role in early intervention, and occupational therapy promotes function and engagement of infants and toddlers and their families in their everyday routines by addressing areas of occupation, of activities of daily living, rest and sleep, play, education, and social participation. Practitioners enhance the family's ability to care for their child and promote his or her development and participation in their natural environment where the child and family live, work, and play. Occupational therapy practitioners offer early intervention services for children from birth to the age of 3 who have a developmental delay, have a diagnosed disability that has a high likelihood of causing a developmental delay, and then at the state's discretion are at risk of a developmental delay. And in some states, these services may extend to children through the age of 5. And OT services are most often provided through provisions of the Federal Individuals with Disabilities Education Act of 2004, also known as the IDEA, or in hospitals and outpatient clinics. So the IDEA Part C is a program that provides financial assistance for the states to develop and implement a statewide, comprehensive, coordinated, multidisciplinary, interagency system that provides early intervention services for infants and toddlers with disabilities and their families. It also facilitates the coordination of payment for early intervention services from federal, state, local, and private sources. So this includes public and private insurance coverage. It also enhances the state's capacity to provide quality early intervention services and expand and improve the existing early intervention services by providing these services to infants and toddlers with disabilities and their families. It also enhances the capacity of the state and local agencies and service providers to identify, evaluate, and meet the needs of all children, including the ones that have historically been underrepresented populations. So particularly minorities, low income, inner city, and rural children, as well as infants and toddlers that are in the foster care system. And then it also encourages the states to expand opportunities for children under 3 years of age who would be at risk of having substantial developmental delays if they did not receive early intervention services. So we know a key term in early intervention is developmental delay. And there are 5 areas in which development can be hugely impacted. And these are physical skills, so the motor skills, and then also vision and hearing, cognitive skills, communication skills, social and emotional skills, as well as adaptive skills, and those encompass self-help skills. So babies and toddlers can receive services at home or in the community, and depending on which skills are delayed and the severity of the delay, different types of specialists work with those children, and OTs are also able to work with children ages 0 to 3 in the NICU, in pediatric outpatient centers and hospitals or clinics, but those services are not covered under IDEA Part C. So there are 7 core principles that guide and support the services of occupational therapy, and these include participation, and that's participation in everyday experiences and interactions with people and familiar contexts. And then occupation, especially the co-occupations that are shared between the children and the family members. So like feeding and eating, bathing and hygiene, dressing, and that caregiver-child play. Also, just being family-centered. The family defines the priorities of the interventions, and the consistent adults in the child's life have the greatest influence on their learning and development. Another one is the family's capacity and resources. So a family's capacity to include the knowledge and skills that they have to support their child's development and meet their needs is the capacity of that family. And then the resources are supports that the family have developed that they can use to meet their family needs as well as their child's needs. And then, of course, we know that children learn best in their natural, least restrictive environment. And then family routines and rituals. So, for instance, like morning routines, bedtime routines, bath time routines, meal routines, play routines, just keeping those consistent. And then being culturally sensitive. So practitioners recognize and support the family's engagement in their cultural, meaningful occupations, and then just continuing to be evidence-based practitioners by making sure that we stay up to date and up to date on the most recent service delivery. So occupational therapy practitioners can provide services by being the primary service provider, by being the service coordinator, or by being a multidisciplinary evaluator. So being the primary service provider, the OT provides client-centered, occupation-based services and supports to children and their families through fostering a bond between the infant or toddler and his or her primary caregiver. They help address the family's capacity through education and training. They help promote the child's growth and development and participation in family and community life through the use of occupations and adapting the task as well as the environment. And then also by empowering the families to advocate for their child. Occupational therapists can serve as the service coordinator by guiding the family through the Part C early intervention assessment, intervention, and transition process. And then they can serve as the multidisciplinary evaluator that assesses the developmental skills of the child with the suspected delays, that conducts a family-directed assessment of the resources, priorities, and concerns of the family, and then identifies the supports and services necessary to enhance the family's capacity to meet the developmental needs of their child. So the roles of occupational therapy in early intervention are to build the family's capacity to care for their child, as well as the resources, promote their growth and development in their natural, least restrictive environment. You want to foster a secure attachment or bond between the child and their primary caregiver or family member. You want to empower the families to advocate for themselves and their child, and then you want to make the most of the fundamental abilities and skills that were developed during the early stages of life. So some contributions of occupational therapy in early intervention are their expertise in activities, their advanced skills in modifying the environment and recommending adaptive equipment to improve participation, taking a holistic approach, having advanced knowledge in childhood development, having advanced knowledge in education, and having knowledge and skills in both mental and physical health. So we know that occupational therapy plays a huge role in early intervention services, and the sooner you get treated, the better. So, and like the video said, do not wait. And that is the conclusion of my in-service. These are my references for all my information. There is a Google form that I would like you to fill out following this, and I thank you for tuning in to my in-service, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.